ideally, but then you still have to take them off. And like the fact that it's such a process does stink.
Yep.
Now, Reagan doesn't have like the stew face. Like Natasha's always smiling. That's not Reagan.
Yep.
So when she hears that, she's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll see if we can do that. And then walks away. And Billy is very drunk and he's clearly an emotional drunk. And he's like personally offended. Like he's talking to Kyle about it. He's talking to Captain Sandy about it, that like Reagan was rude to him.
Yeah, I had a hard time. I mean, at this point, I was just kind of like, I think Billy's going to complain about everything, like, which he managed to. But to be fair, he had a good time on that like little, I don't know what it's called, man, but those little motorized things that you like hang on to, and
I like
he felt like a dolphin.
I like how Sandy wouldn't let him on the jet ski by himself because he was so drunk.
They had been drinking, and first of all, it's so funny that he called it a wave runner. I feel like that's like the most like 90s term.
I always called it that too. Yeah, I think I
haven't heard
taking his lead. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard the term wave runner in a long time. But yeah, I mean, listen, there was an interesting spot there where Sandy's basically taking like the customer is always right, tone there. And maybe she knew she was kind of dealing with like a drunk guy that's like there's no real reasoning with. But I really thought she didn't really stand up for her team like at all at some point there. Where
But to her credit, though, she doesn't like yell at Reagan or anything either.
That's fair. Yeah,
she's kind of neutral about it. I kind of expected her to have a talk with Reagan, but she kind of assesses the situation as like, all right, whatever.
I also think it's something you should preemptively say, like, hey, I know your preference sheet says like slide out all the time. By the way, we don't have a slide. Rather than them like asking for it a couple times and not getting it.
That's a great point, actually. That's on Sandy. Yeah,
I think so. Like if I specifically ask for something and it's just not available, maybe you should let me know. So, yeah, I mean that's Billy. I mean he sent back Wagyu beef. Like, listen, man, you should probably get Wagyu beef like rare or medium rare. But anything else, just microwave it at that point.
Yeah,
because it's a fantastic beef, and you ruin it the more you cook it. So
I've only had Wagyu. I've had Wagyu burgers. They're delicious.
Yeah, those you gotta like cook a little bit more because you're talking like chuck at that point. But yeah, I think he was just sending it back to like prove a point at this stage, and I think he's just gonna keep sending stuff back, which I think is gonna frustrate the chef. The only problem is that sometimes when chefs get like frustrated or flustered, they just get off their game. So he's ruining it for everybody. And like, honestly, I hate sending back food because it just messes up the timing for everything. Yeah. Now like people have to like sit at the table while like you wait for your food. It's weird. And then when you get your food, they're already done, but now they have to wait for you. It's like, I know you don't want to eat something you don't want to eat, but like, it's just a pain in the ass in general when food gets sent back.
Oh yeah, it ruins the vibe of the dinner.
Yeah,
I mean, most of the time, if the person is like a chill person,
yeah,
whatever. But like Billy isn't, so
yeah,
he wanted everyone else to have a bad dinner too. Yeah,
yeah. So, all right, Sean. Anything else about this episode?
I guess the swell's picking up.
Oh, I know. I mean,
the stabilizers.
I'm sure we'll cover that big next episode. It looks like it's a real cluster at this point. So I don't know. There's got to be like a backup, hopefully. But like the boat was rocking really fast. Like the boat was rocking a lot really quickly. So I hope they figure it out, or else that might be a nightmare.
That was a good shot of like everything happening in Storm just on the tender by himself. Like
that was cool.
He literally just arrived.
Yeah,
I know. It's pretty good premiere so far, man. I know. Well,
yeah, I think
those are to be continued, but
yeah,
knock on wood, not trying to jinx it.
I know we're cautiously optimistic when it comes to Med. So, yeah. So, anything you want to get into awards?
Let's do it. Well, actually, if you don't mind, John, can you do a quick crew ranking?
Absolutely. Please do.
Just my first impressions. I'll do it real quick.
Yep.
Number one is the boat itself. I have home, which I don't like the name, but the boat looks so different in like a very cool way that, like, John, sailing yacht looks different from Below Deck Legacy, but Legacy and Med and Down Under kind of all look the same. It's the same type of boats. They're kind of shot the same way and everything like that. I like that this boat looks different. It feels like a new show. And like, I think Med needed to kind of refresh its image. So I just like, as inconvenient as this boat is for jet skis, it looks great on camera. It just, I don't know, very refreshing. So I have the boat, number one. I have just bald guys in general, number two. Because Storm and our guy Dave, they're on the boat. Girls seem to like him. I think Natalia mentioned she thought Storm was good looking. And we know Natasha likes David. And John, bald guys have had kind of a bad go of it in the history of Below Deck. Chef Matt wasn't impressing any of the ladies. Leon had quit mid-season because he was kept fighting with Kate.
Yeah.
So kind of bad bald guy representation. Not this season, man. So just bald guys in general. Number two. I got Reagan number three because she's electric TV. I have Natalia number four, the second stew. I just like the great energy about her, and I feel like she might end up being the point of view character. I think there's a chance.
Yeah.
I've got Chef Dave, number five. He seems cool. And he's everything Chef Matt wanted to be. Everything Chef Adam wanted to be too. Good vibe from him. I got Natasha after Dave. Seems nice. We'll see though. You brought up a good point about if her and Dave are just together and they're just going to bed early. Might kill the crew nights out.
Oh yeah.
After Natasha, I do have Kyle. We didn't get a whole lot of him, but I got really high hopes. Just seems like he's gonna be good on camera. I already know it. All right, so bottom three, I have Z and Storm next. Just because they're barely in the episode. But Z's always fun to have around.
Yep.
And Storm seems cool too.
Yep.
I feel like Storm first night out will be a lot of fun too.
Yeah, I think he might rock some boats. So
literally and figuratively.
Exactly.
Potentially, yeah. And John, I guess short way of saying the loser of the episode, I got Jason. There's something just kind of unpleasant about him. I don't know. And look, I did love the scene of him and Reagan having lunch and just like arguing about like who was doing what work and how he was being mistreated. But I don't know. I don't think he's gonna gel with this crew at all.
I agree. I actually had Jason losing the episode too. So I like your crew rankings, man. I think they make sense. We got bald guys on top. And and we got the boat. The boat actually looks really cool. So it's a really modern boat. And so I like the decor. It really is a nice refresh. So hopefully that's kind of a new tide here. And I think we kind of need it, and we might get it.
Yeah, John, it's funny. I always half root for bald guys in case I ever go bald.
It's fair. You're putting karma out in the world,
Yeah. Like I'm 37. I still have all my hair. So maybe it won't happen for a while, but you never know. And you're just like, all right. I want, there's good looking bald guys too. They need to be represented, right?
Yep. No, that makes sense. So then Sean, if you had Jason losing the episode, who'd you have winning the episode?
I think I'm just going to go with bald guys.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But if not them, then the boat. And if not the boat, if you want me to actually pick a crew member, it's Reagan.
No, you don't have to pick a crew member because I was going to say the viewers because, listen, Below Deck Med the last couple of years has really been up and down, but I like this crew so far. So we'll see what happens.
It's a weird crew, right? It's different.
It's different, but I like it more than like last year where you could just tell there was no sexual tension throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
So this year there is some, and so let's go, man.
It feels like a new show. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
exactly.
the best way.
So all right, man. Anything else here?
No, my question of the week. All right, John, they're doing the Peacock thing again, where the episodes are a week early on Peacock.
Are they?
They are. And also another Peacock thing. So Below Deck Down Under is supposed to be a Peacock original, but now they're airing that on Bravo too.
Yeah.
After Below Deck Med. My question for you is, I'm a Peacock subscriber, or my wife is. What's she
Yep.
paying this money for? What's Bravo doing?
You're paying to have it early, right? So
Yeah.
you got to watch it. I mean, I'll tell you what so I've seen a couple things where, like, look at but you know the flight attendant show
Mhm.
with
Kaley Cuoco?
I forget yeah. So that was on HBO, and then like a year and a half later it went on to, I don't remember if it's TNT or TBS, but they're airing it as like new episodes, and now they're showing season 2 on HBO. So you don't need an HBO subscription anymore to watch that show. You just needed to watch it earlier. So I think Peacock is like the trial run for Bravo. So I think what's going to be interesting, and this is what I'm going to watch, is what if Below Deck Down Under does better ratings than Below Deck Med? Are we going to look at a shift where we can only have 3 Below Deck franchises on TV throughout the year? Because I don't think there's a budget to support 4 on the Bravo network, and you'd have to have overlapping or shorten all the seasons. So are we going to get to a point where we're shortening the seasons, or are we just going to cut one that's getting a little stale, and might that be Below Deck Men?
Maybe. Well, here's the thing: Below Deck Adventure is coming too.
So now, I mean, Sean, how many podcasts can we possibly do, man? I'll do them all. We'll do them all.
Yeah, I'll do them all too. Okay. That's interesting, but I know people really like Below Deck Down Under. I didn't love it at first, but it does pick up, and we'll like, it's airing on Bravo. We'll talk about it here and there when we're talking about Below Deck Med. I don't know. That's interesting though. If Below Deck Med gets like relegated to Peacock.
Good. I mean, we'll watch. I'll watch the numbers, man. I'll report back. I'm sure Below Deck Med is going to beat Below Deck Down Under this week, because Below Deck Med was the one that was advertised with that very cringe promo. But it'd be interesting to see halfway through the season if people give up on one and go to the other. I don't know what's going to happen. I know people like Below Deck Med. They listen to this podcast because they like Below Deck Med, but it's interesting to see that you're running 2 on the same day. It might not, it's either really good for the brand, or they're going to cannibalize each other and one's just going to do better.
Yeah. But John, as far as Peacock, look, they got their rights to the old episodes of Yellowstone. When they lose those eventually, I don't know. I don't know if people are going to be paying money for to get Below Deck Med 6 days early.
Well, so I think Peacock is in a little bit of trouble. And listen, I don't know a ton about it, but I was looking at something the other day where it was like, if I bought like PGA Tour Live or something, I would get Peacock for free. So it's almost seemed like an add-on now, because doesn't like everyone get like Hulu for free now through something? Like your phone, if you have like Verizon, you get you get like Hulu for free. So like everybody gets the ad-supported version of Hulu. Like, does Peacock become that, where it's just like, yeah, you get the ads for Peacock, or you pay $10 for the premium model?
Yeah, it's like Bravo Plus, basically.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, here's the back catalog of all the Bravo shows.
Yeah.
here's a Below Deck franchise that will eventually air on Bravo, but you'll get it like 3 months earlier.
Yep.
They give you early access to Below Deck Med. Yeah, it's like I'm